prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really?
Better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter.
His basics are solid. His fundamentals are solid. He's strong. He's physical. He's moved up and become, solid at a heavier weight than when he started his career. He's grown into. He's got great experience.
Floyd Mayweather is often praised as one of the finest defensive fighters in boxing history. However, talk within the sport suggests that facing Terence Crawford could spell trouble. Analysts point out that Mayweather, now retired and well past his peak, would be risking both his reputation and well-being if he were to return against Crawford. The current pound-for-pound standout is feared for his precision, adaptability, and punishing combinations, qualities that make him a highly dangerous opponent many believe Mayweather should steer clear of.
I thought he's way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, now that was a big take. Of course, he's fought both of them.
Yeah, he would know.
So that was a big take. But
not
yeah,
really.
I think
lost
so.
to both of them. Not for people who watch boxing. No, that's not. No.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that we sent that Terence Crawford some love, because he also talked a lot that night about how people underestimated him and thought, because people didn't really. He doesn't have the biggest star power, that he wasn't going to win the fight, and he definitely took that home. So congratulations to him. Now
the what?
He doesn't have the biggest star power.
Oh no.
Yeah, people were he was saying that people were underestimating him because of that.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. retired from the sport with an unblemished record of 50-0, cementing his legacy as one of boxing's all-time defensive masters. On the other hand, Terence Crawford is also undefeated, making waves as a multi-division world champion. Known for his ability to switch stances, smart ring strategy, devastating power, and versatile fighting style, Crawford continues to dominate his weight classes. Naturally, this sparks endless debates and hypothetical matchups among fans, as everyone wonders how these two legends would fare against each other in their primes.
Terence Crawford on Saturday has not only become the pound-for-pound #1 fighter, I honestly believe that he surpasses now Floyd Mayweather as the best fighter of this generation. That's what I believe.
If that was the goal by Floyd, to be undisputed, then he would have chased undisputed. He chased champions until he became the money draw.
Do you know that Floyd never unified any of the divisions he fought in?
Because he never had to. He was a draw. He just didn't have to. He done the hard work in getting there.
Terence Crawford started out his boxing career as a lightweight, and now he's gone up to super middleweight and become the undisputed super middleweight champion, beating a guy like Canelo, who, listen, previously, man, he was wreaking havoc through that division. And Terence Crawford's just gone out there and taken the belt off him with, let's be honest, relative ease.
Three-division legend Shane Sugar mostly recently stirred discussion by suggesting that Terence Crawford could hold an advantage over Floyd Mayweather, at least in certain scenarios. Mostly highlighted Crawford's power, adaptability, and ability to switch stances, noting that these traits create unpredictable angles and potent offensive opportunities. According to Mosley, these skills could allow Crawford to edge out Money Mayweather. That said, he also acknowledged that a younger, more aggressive version of Mayweather, the Pretty Boy, would likely present a much stiffer challenge for Crawford.
Go ahead.
Did you believe or do you agree with the fact that Canelo is saying Crawford is better than Mayweather from an outsider's perspective, having not fought Crawford? Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter maybe. But Mayweather's definitely technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Former world champion Tim Bradley has voiced his opinion that Terence Crawford could defeat a prime Floyd Mayweather. He points to Crawford's intelligence, adaptability, and precise timing as key factors. While Bradley acknowledges Mayweather's legendary defense and quickness, he believes Crawford possesses the offensive skills and tactical versatility needed to penetrate even the most elusive fighters.
But Terence Crawford is also a master at distance. Terence Crawford has punching power to hurt Floyd Mayweather. We saw that in the Sam Judah fight now.
Yeah, Shane too. Shane hurt him with the right hand.
Shane did hurt him as well.
Yep.
And did he fight Shane? But did Floyd fight Shane in his prime? Do you think he fought him in his prime?
No.
Exactly.
And Zab wasn't quite a Shane-level fighter. That's true. Listen, it'd be a great match.
Amir Khan has spoken highly of Terence Crawford, suggesting there's a strong case that Crawford could challenge Floyd Mayweather. Khan highlights Crawford's exceptional timing, noting his ability to disrupt an opponent's rhythm, make precise adjustments, and execute smart strategies. Reflecting on his own fight with Crawford, Khan recalled how Crawford could frustrate opponents by causing near misses, then capitalize with perfectly timed combinations. He also believes Crawford stands above many of the top welterweights and feels that even a defensive genius like Mayweather would face a serious challenge against Crawford's blend of offense, ring intelligence, and adaptability.
When I was in the ring with him, even though towards after the 1-2 rounds, I started getting my rhythm, but I have to say, probably one of the best fighters I've ever faced, honestly. And I've faced the likes of Canelo, and I was at boxing fighters like him. Every fight I've lost previously was when I was up on points. And obviously Mav got caught with a good shot and got knocked out, whatever. But with Crawford, his timing was so on point. I mean, like, what a great fight he was, technician. And I'll always, look, I'm not a hater in any way. Look, even though the fight went the way it did, but I just think his timing was amazing. And just everything about the game plan he had for the fight. I mean, he's a brilliant fighter. You cannot take that away from him. And if he was to fight any welterweight, being Manny Pacquiao, being Errol Spence, being even Floyd Mayweather, I think Crawford would beat a lot of them, maybe all of them. Even and the only fight I would say for him would be a good fight technically would be someone like Mayweather. But I really think he would beat Mayweather as well.
Former two-division champion Carl Frampton has shared his view that Terence Crawford's performance against Canelo Alvarez went far beyond a simple victory. He believes it reshaped how he sees Crawford standing in comparison to Floyd Mayweather. Frampton points to Crawford's control of the fight, the damage he inflicted, and the way he dictated the pace as evidence that Crawford could compete with Mayweather at his peak. He draws parallels between Crawford's technical skill, ring intelligence, and finishing ability in that fight and the benchmark performances often cited when evaluating a prime Mayweather.
Nick Crawford is going to nick it. I think if he does nick it, it does kind of have to be a stinker. He has to move and use his feet. I think Canelo's feet aren't what they once were, but certainly he's a stronger man in the fight. I think we're going to see a very close one, possibly even a draw, but if you put a gun to my head, I would say Crawford in a close points decision.
You talk a bit about the fight maybe not catching fire in the way some were expecting. If Terence Crawford is to win the fight, does it have to be that sort of fight? Yeah. And leading from that, can he hurt Canelo Alvarez?
I don't think so. I mean, look at the shots guys like Golovkin bounced off Canelo's head. It's almost like he's unhurtable. We've seen him hurt by Miguel Cotto's brother a number of years ago, but that was it really, and he was a young boy. So I think that I don't expect to see Terence hurting or being able to hurt Canelo, but there's a way he can win the fight, and that is by outboxing him.
If Terence Crawford does win, as you're predicting, does he rival Alexander Usyk for that #1 pound for pound spot?
You have to start. I've never really thought about it, but that's a good question, and he'd certainly be in.
Shakur Stevenson has stated that he believes Terence Crawford is just one big fight away from entering the conversation as one of boxing's all-time greats, especially after his victory over Canelo Alvarez. Stevenson highlights Crawford's skill, movement, and boxing intelligence, noting that these abilities allow him to neutralize Canelo's offense and control the fight. He adds that defeating a fighter of Canelo's caliber, often regarded as boxing royalty, would be more than just another title for Crawford. It would be a defining moment that reshapes his place in boxing history. For Stevenson, such a win would firmly establish Crawford's legacy among the sport's elite, leaving little room for doubt.
Bud beats Canelo convincingly, right? Would you put him above Floyd, an all-time great?
See, I ain't
Give me a solid answer. Come on, Shakur. Don't dance around that, bro.
I can't get into that because at the end of the day, it's like...
But that's just an opinion.
It's opinionated.
Right,
Regardless,
I want your
it's
opinion.
opinionated. My opinion on it I think Bud is the greatest of all time after doing this.
Okay.
But
thank you. That's all I wanted.
Floyd is the greatest of all time in my eyes too. Like
Yeah,
the shit
yeah,
I
I
don't
agree.
watch with him is like he's one of my favorite fighters. So.
I know.
Terence Crawford has pushed back on frequent comparisons to Floyd Mayweather, making it clear he doesn't see their styles or careers as directly comparable. He points out that Mayweather competed in a different era, facing distinct opponents, promotional dynamics, and public expectations, while Crawford's path has followed its own unique journey. Crawford emphasizes that, although such comparisons make for interesting media discussion, his main focus is on what he can control, honing his skills, selecting the right fights, and maintaining consistency. For him, debating records or hypothetical matchups is far less important than proving himself in the ring against top-level competition. He prefers to let his achievements stand on their own rather than measure them against Mayweather's legacy.
Is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. There ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going up that much.
Now,
many boxing analysts have voiced strong criticism of Floyd Mayweather's recent exhibition matches, claiming they diminish both his legacy and the sport's credibility. A key concern is that these exhibitions often feature mismatches, with Mayweather facing non-elite opponents such as influencers or YouTubers rather than top-level fighters, lowering the competitive significance. Critics argue that these events are primarily focused on generating revenue rather than showcasing genuine athletic competition.
Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Oscar de la Hoya has been especially outspoken, calling some of these exhibition fights embarrassing and arguing that they make a mockery of the sport. Analysts have also questioned the idea of facing YouTubers for entertainment, suggesting that such spectacles contribute little to showcasing real boxing skill.
But I won't say it. But other than Leonard Ellerby is a boxing man. He knows deep down that was absolutely horrendous. And the other thing is as well, when you've got a guy in the environment that we're living at the moment, right, after a tough year for a lot of people, to come out in the press conference and just basically laugh at people and say, I just took your money. It was a bank job. It was a heist. It was like I conned you into, I mean, those pay-per-views in America, I think they were like $60. I mean, he basically just took the piss out of the fans. But I don't blame him, he made an absolute fortune. Good luck to him. I'm not having a go at Floyd Mayweather. I'm just a fan who's allowed to give my opinion. Absolutely dreadful. Even Floyd Mayweather was embarrassed at the press conference after. He basically said, I'm not doing that again. The biggest winner was Logan Paul. I mean, he's just gone 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. And actually, at times...
Did you think he got knocked out and held up?
No, I think at times Floyd Mayweather was actually really trying. But anyway, it was what it was. But it all comes back to the pressure is on us. Not us as in me and Matchroom, but it is on boxing. If we don't make good fights, you're going to see more and more of this. Because if Gervonta Davis against Mara Barros is doing 100,000 buys, and Andy Ruiz against Arreola is doing 80,000 buys or 100,000 buys, and you've got that doing 1 million, what are the broadcasters going to want? That. We have to save boxing. We, not just me, all of us. And the fighters have got to step up, the managers have got to step up, the trainers have got to step up. We've got to pay the money for these guys to have real fights. And that's what you'll see at Fight Camp.
Eddie Hearn also voiced criticism of one of Mayweather's exhibition bouts, describing it as absolutely horrendous and arguing that events like these damage boxing's reputation. Sports analyst Stephen A. Smith similarly questioned Mayweather's choice of opponents, suggesting that these matchups prioritize financial gain over preserving his legacy. In a direct interview, Smith even asked Mayweather whether he valued wealth more than his standing in boxing history.
My disappointment comes from when you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match, all right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't see just anybody on the basketball court playing against LeBron James. He won't do it. He doesn't have to. It's a waste of his time. You might see footages of Dwayne Wade training his son. You don't see Dwayne Wade playing against just anybody. He's not doing it.
The announcement of a Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson exhibition scheduled for spring 2026 has stirred significant debate, with many in the boxing community questioning the legitimacy and value of such events. Mayweather has defended his exhibition matches, arguing that they offer a legitimate way to stay active while also earning financial rewards on his own terms. He emphasizes that retirement doesn't have to mean complete withdrawal from the sport. Instead, it's about maintaining the freedom to choose when and how to compete. Mayweather frames these bouts as an opportunity for both long-time and new fans to see him in action, even if not in official professional fights. He also notes that generating substantial income from exhibitions is no different from other high-achieving individuals who continue building wealth and influence later in life.
Buy, you buy, pick up a couple dollars. You know, they upset. See, they upset because I'm able to milk the game. I'm smart, kept all my faculties, made a lot of smart investments. So, you know, when great people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, the Waltons, the people that own Walmart, Walgreens, when they're getting money in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, it's okay. A young kid like myself from the inner city, from the ghetto, I worked my way to the top. I was able to leave boxing on my own terms and keep all my faculties, kept a lot of my money. So they're upset that I'm able to go out there and continue to make 40 and 50 and 60 million outside the ring. You can't get mad. Yo, listen, this is what God wanted.
The caution from boxing analysts advising Floyd Mayweather to avoid a matchup with Terence Crawford is rooted in more than just speculation. Crawford's recent performances have shifted conversations about who currently sits at the top of the sport. Promoters like Bob Arum have even suggested that Crawford could defeat a prime Mayweather. Many experts believe that unless Mayweather returned at his absolute peak, with lightning-fast reflexes and sharp tactical instincts, taking on Crawford could pose more risk than reward. For some, the wiser choice is to let Crawford shape the narrative rather than stepping into a fight where even Mayweather's legacy could be on the line.
What's up, fight fans? Prime for prime. Who wins a fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. or Bud Crawford? Bob Arum says Bud. Do you agree?
For prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really? Why? Just
Because Crawford is a unique kind of fighter that other fighters haven't seen. And the ability that he has to switch, you know, fighters aren't used to that. They don't train for that. I just think Crawford is a very, very unique talent.
What's your take? Does Terence Crawford have the tools to surpass Floyd Mayweather if they ever faced off, or does Mayweather remain untouchable? Share your thoughts in the comments below.